Recording in progress.
Yes, so fun. Right. So before we start, I'd like to ask all of you if you were to rate yourself between 1 to 5 in Excel, what score would you give yourself? I'm asking this just so that I understand where we are right now and I can pace accordingly. So, yes, you can put it in the chat. Okay, 2.53. A few people are 2. Okay, got it. So, majority between 2 and 3. All right. So, at any point in the session, if you feel I'm going too fast or too slow, you can let me know. Okay. And now I will just share my screen and we'll get started. Okay, I understood. I hope my screen is visible. Right. Okay, thank you. And one more thing, it is always helpful if you guys also turn on videos so that I can follow whether you are understanding or not, and I won't have to ask after every step. I can make out using the videos whether you are understanding or I need to repeat. No other reason. Thank you. I think a few of you were already in the metric session, from what I remember.
Yes,
Did I take an?
on 31st of January.
Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, welcome back. Right. So, Excel as a product started in the late 80s. Back then, it was called spreadsheets, and it was a product originally created by Microsoft. And over the years, there have been a lot of modifications, a lot of upgrades to Excel, but the core of the functionality remains largely similar, right? There have been multiple upgrades in 2015, 19, 23, whenever there has been a major Windows upgrade overall or Office upgrade overall, right? So we try to cover majority of those features which are used day in day out by analysts, and we'll also cover the different types of use cases which Excel helps us in solving, right? A lot of things you might argue that why are we doing this in Excel, why can't we do it directly in SQL? That is a very valid question. uh, the main thing is you need to know how multiple types of analysis could be done in multiple setups, be it Excel, be it SQL, be it Python, right? We can't say that this analysis I cannot do in Excel, right? Okay. So, sorry for the background noise. Right. Okay, so we'll cover Excel basics today in the first session. We'll also cover hygiene checks and data cleaning in the first session, right? So let us assume this is a small data set. I'll share it with you later on as well. This is a data set of transactions, right? Now, when we have to analyze this, right? We need to find insights. We need to understand what this data is. So there are multiple steps to follow when we have a data set created by someone else, right? Because this will be a part of whatever charter you are in as a data analyst, and you have been given a data set like this by an external team, or this data has not been prepared by you as such, right? So it is important to understand first what the data set is. Then we will do some basic checks whether the data is correct or not, and then we will start with more data cleaning and data analysis, right? So all these steps I have listed down as well. You don't need to uh, take a note right now. Okay. So let us say now you have been given this transactions data set. The first order of business is to just go through how many columns we have, what is the row count which we have. So the row count is available here, around 53,000 rows. And do tell me, do I need to cover the very basics of Excel? For example, if you want to add some border, or if you want to add some color, etc. I don't believe we need to cover, but if you feel we should, do let me know. Okay. Is there a drilling noise you are hearing, or is it fine? Okay. Okay. Right. Now, back to our data set. It is a transactions data set for an e-commerce platform, right? So first we will understand what are the columns to this data set. Let me remove the filter, right? So the first one is serial number. This is sort of a dummy row because it is started from zero and going till the end, right? So not of much use to us, right? It is just a serial number of row count which has been added here, right? First column, which is really important, is customer ID. What is customer ID? It is a unique ID generated for every user, right? So that is customer ID, followed by gender, male, female, location, tenure months. Can anyone tell me what tenure months might mean? Time since customer is registered with the website.
Time in months.
Okay, very good. That is the exact answer. It is the difference between today's date and the time the user registered with the platform the first time, right? In some cases, people track the difference between today's date and the time the user transacted for the first time. There can be two types of metrics, right? This is the first one, when they registered, right? Very simple. So 12 months means that the user registered 12 months ago. Then we have transaction ID. What is transaction ID? Nothing but order ID, a unique uh, key given to every order, right? Followed by transaction date, very simple. Product SKU. Can anyone tell me what product SKU means?
Kind of product ID.
It is a unique identifier given to every product. So the most granular form of product categorization. So if you have an iPhone 17 to 56 GB black color, etc., so it will have a unique ID. Now, even if the color changes or if the memory space changes, your product ID will change, right? So it is a unique ID associated with every product. So there is a metric called selection, or the number of unique products sold by a platform. So that is calculated using this column, product SKU, right? So as of today, if you see in quick commerce, Blinkit has the biggest selection. Means across all warehouses and across all locations, the number of unique products in their inventory is the highest, right? Now, multiple more metrics can be created by this. We'll discuss about these later. Product category, what type of category it is, very simple. Product description, it is the title of the product. Right? For example, Nest Protect Smoke plus battery, whatever. What the description of the product, right? Followed by quantity. the number of units purchased in this order for this product, right? Then we have average price per unit, right? So 2 means each unit was costing 123 rupees, right? Then we have delivery charges, coupon status, as in whether the coupon was used or not. So there are three unique values here: used, not used, and clicked. Not used means that the user had no interaction with the coupon. Clicked means that the user tried to use the coupon but was eventually not able to avail the benefit. Used means that whatever coupon discount was given, it was applied on the product, right? And then you have the coupon code, and of course, there will be GST, right? So, overall, a very simple data set. Let me know if you have any questions here. Okay. Now we have understood the individual columns. We will try to understand what these uh, values mean and what all values they can have. Right? For example, customer ID. If you were to drill down on customer ID, what will be the hygiene? Because you don't know if this data set has been hygiene checked or not. What does that mean? It means whatever type of values should be available in this data set. So, as an example, customer ID. If you see here, it has these numeric values. So, ideally, customer ID should not have null, it should not have negative values, it should not have zeros, right? So, these are all these basic checks you can do, right? Gender should not have numeric values, should not be null, right? So these are some hygiene checks we are doing right now. Okay. So if you look at gender, male, female, and blanks, we'll cover these in 5 minutes, right? Followed by location. If you see location, we have Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, New Delhi. These zero something. This is a uh, incorrect value, right? So we'll have to flag this that these one thing is that there are spelling mistakes. Instead of Mumbai, it is starting with B. Chennai has three N's. Hyderabad has a capital B in between. Right? New Delhi has a lot of spaces. So we'll cover in some time how we will fix this. Okay. But now we are understanding what the individual column should have. Right? Okay. Tenure months. What should be the hygiene checks done here? It should not have string values. It should not have negative values. Can it have zero as the value? It can. So if someone has registered today or in the same month, the tenure months can be zero. Right? Okay. Transaction ID. So if you see here, transaction ID is being repeated. Or before transaction ID repeat, customer ID is repeating multiple times. Is that the correct expectation or there is some data issue here?
No data issue. Customer ID repetition is fine because we have multiple transactions of same customer.
Correct. So customer ID can repeat because the same customer can transact multiple times. Is this clear, everyone? Okay. What about transaction ID? Transaction ID is repeating here. Transaction ID is repeating here as well. So is this a data issue or this is also fine?
No, this is the issue. This is not transaction ID cannot be same every time.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Customer could be like ordering multiple items under a single order. That's why transaction ID is same.
Exactly. Yes. So in one order, you can order multiple products, right? So if there is the same order ID in two rows, it means hypothetically it means that in the same order ID, the user ordered two unique products. So if you look at our product SKU here, transaction ID, product SKU. Even though transaction ID is the same, product SKU is different, right? So it means that in the same order, the same user had different products being ordered. So this is not a data issue. Is this point clear, everyone? So if anyone asks, what is the primary key of this data set, right? It is a combination of transaction ID and product SKU. Okay, is this clear? Deepika?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put you on mute so that we don't have background. Thank you.
Why can't we take product SKU individually as a unique ID?
Why can't we take product SKU? You tell me,
Okay,
Prem?
because these are repeating as well.
Because the same product can be purchased by multiple users, right?
Yes.
So that will also repeat. Okay, so when you are working with a data set, very important to understand what is the granularity of that data set or what is the primary key. So in this case, we have identified transaction ID cross product SKU will be the primary key, right? Now the next order of business is, okay, first we'll go to the other columns, then we'll come back to checking whether a combination of these two is repeating or not. Okay, right. Product category, we already know. Quantity, what should be the constraints for quantity? Like if you were to do any quality check, what values quantity should not have? It should not have string values, it should not have negatives. What else? Can it be zero?
No.
No.
Why? Because this is a transactions data set, right? An entry should be created only and only when there is a unit being sold. Correct? It can be a physical unit, it can also be a digital unit. So if someone purchases some insurance or some digital service, the physical quantity can be zero, but the digital quantity will be one. So in that order, there will be at least one unit. Okay. If there is no transaction happening, this data set will not ingest anything. Right? Then we have average price. Again, average price should not be negative, should not have string values. Can average price be zero?
No.
No.
Why?
If there is no sale, then only it would be zero. If there is a sale, then it should not be zero.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Many freebies given.
Exactly. So there are a lot of offers running on e-commerce platforms, right? Buy five, get one free. Buy three, get one free. And there are some freebies that this offer is going on, that yearly, whatever, new year offer, because of which you are getting one product complimentary, right? So even though quantity cannot be zero, average price can be zero, right? Very important to understand this point. Okay.
Like you mean the average price of that particular freebie SKU is zero, or if we are calculating per transaction, then it wouldn't be zero, right?
Yes. So the order, let us say it has four products. So for the three product SKUs which are not in freebie, they will have non-zero values in price, but the freebie item will have zero. Right?
And also, can quantity be a decimal value? Can it be?
In when you are purchasing grocery items like 1 kg of some vegetable, sometimes it can be in fractions.
Okay.
Right? If you have paid 20 rupees, whatever quantity comes to that price, it can be a fraction that. But good question.
Sure, thank you.
All right, we'll move ahead, everyone.
Sure.
Delivery charges can be 0 if free delivery is there. Right? Just a second, sorry. Give me 1 second. Sorry. Yes. Delivery charges cannot be negative, can be 0 if the delivery fee is waived off. Coupon status, GST. Uh, what about GST? What values would it have? It cannot have string, it cannot have negative values, it cannot be a very extreme value like 100%, 110%, right? It has to be whatever GST is already present, right? What about discount? What would be the constraints for discount?
Zero.
Yes. So because it is in percent, discount percent will only be between 0 to 100. It cannot be greater than 100. Then it will mean that the product price is negative, right? So all these constraints you can think about and try to check whether you are getting any values beyond these uh, ranges, or if the value whatever has to be in string, it is not in string. Whatever it has to be, let us say in quantity, it cannot have string, it cannot have negatives, and so on, right? So try to get a sense of your data set, understand what these columns mean, right? Try to create an intuition that what all values can it have. For example, transaction date, for that matter, it should not have values before 1990 or 1980, right? So all of these would be erroneous values, right? Clear? Now we'll try to check whether we have null values or not, okay, in our data set. Currently we are still in the hygiene and data cleaning part. So we'll see. Let us say if I filter here on gender, male, female, and blanks, what I was getting earlier. So if I select this blank, what am I getting? Serial number is not null. All these columns are null. Product category has some value. Coupon code and discount, these have some values. So do you think these values are of any use, or can we directly delete these rows?
We can delete it. I mean, there's so much large data which is not present, so I think we should delete because there will be no use of this only single column.
Correct. So if it is a transactions data set and customer ID is not there, transaction ID is not there, quantity, price, delivery fees, all of this is not available at all in our data set. It means these are dummy or erroneous values which have come in. So if you see, the number of rows is 32. Our overall values, the number of rows which we have total 53k, out of which 32k rows are such that these don't have any usable columns, right? What will I do with only product category without anything else? So this is a valid use case where I can directly go and delete these entire rows, right? That is one part. Okay. Now let us say I delete these. How do you do that? Select this entire row, these entire 32 rows. Control minus will delete your row, or you can come here and do a delete. Okay, I'm not deleting right now because I have to use this later as well. But for your analysis, you will have to delete this, right? Okay. Now coming to a systemized way of checking whether we have blanks or not, right? So right now you can say that we came here to this gender and then we check the number of blanks manually, there is another way where we can check uh, whether the column is null or not. It is called count blank, right? And using this, we can directly check whether we have n number of blank spaces. So I checked for product description, it does not have any blanks at all, right? I took the range from second row to the end of the data set, 53K. And the next thing I can do is just drag it across. So I will be able to see what columns am I getting nulls. So coupon code and discount percent have 400 rows where there are blanks. Okay. I hope my screen is still visible. Let me know if you get a frozen screen or a blank screen. I was facing this issue sometime earlier. Okay. Now coming to this 400 blanks. Let us try to filter these. Now, these 400 rows, can we delete these? We can't, because it has all transactions data, customer ID, tenure, transaction ID, everything. All of this information is there. So it is possible that coupon was not there at all in these products, right? That is why there is no status. Or coupon was available, but the ingestion had some problem. So only and only when we are trying to evaluate something related to coupon percent or coupon discount, we will ignore these rows. Otherwise, for all other metric creations, we will have these rows. Okay? We will not delete it. All right? Any questions here? So we need to make this distinction whether that row is useless or it can be of use. Of course, in this case, all of these data points are valuable, so we cannot delete, right? And I've seen some people, instead of ignoring these, people add some dummy values. Whatever is the most commonly occurring value, they will superimpose it. Please don't do that. Okay, this is a very common mistake done by people. Yes, Harsh, you had a question?
Yeah, Sai. How we are putting this formula for count blank? So we have put use equal to count blank, and then we have put the column number and how we are selecting the entire range of the column.
Yeah, so what you can do is, let me show you using product category. Okay, so right now I will unselect this count blank. I will go to the cell which I want to start with, and then I will press Control Shift Enter. So it will take me till the end of this data set, and then I will close. Right? Control Shift Enter after clicking on the first cell. Okay? Clear?
Yeah, clear. Thank you, Sai.
Harsh, you had a question?
Yeah, so I was just thinking that as our primary requirement for this data is transaction ID and customer ID, we can create a different sheet where the transaction ID and customer ID values are not blank, means they are as per our requirement and as per our constraints, and then we can filter out other option from coupon code, discount, GST if they all of the other values are blank. Means we will pick up all of the values that will have customer ID and the transaction ID. So is it a correct way to sort out this data and filter out for easy processing?
You can do that as well. That is one alternative. The only thing is, you should not. Let me think. If we have a data set already, I think you can do that, Harsh. But do take into consideration the number of rows should be similar. you should not be missing out on any of the important columns there, right? Because then you have to do lookup functions and all that in order to create the data set. So the more prudent way is using the same data set, continue using the same. Whatever you want to delete, you delete. Make a note of whatever you have deleted. Right? Yes, Darshan?
So, just a question on this: like, if a filter has already been applied on the certain things to remove the blanks, and then if the count blank is used, will that cells also be recognized, or will it be left out?
It will be left out.
Okay.
Okay. We'll move forward. Right. Now, coming back to our primary key. Combination of transaction ID and product SKU. If I want to check and remove duplicates from here, right? That whether these are getting duplicated or not, one thing I can do, select, go to data, remove duplicates, right? But if I do this, what will happen? If I do this here itself, what will happen? Will this be the correct way to use it?
I think it will not be a combination. It will remove all the repeated values.
Now the problem here is, let us say these two rows are repeated. So when I do remove duplicates, the values for these two cells, whatever is duplicated, will get deleted, and all the other rows will shift up, right? So it will mess up with my raw data. Clear? Deepika, Anmol, Prem, Darshan, right? So don't do any manipulation here. Remove duplicates is a good way to do it, but not here. If, let us say, these two are duplicates, right? Let us say transaction ID is also same, product SKU is also same. And if I do remove duplicates, all of these values in these two columns will shift one step up, and the other values in other columns will remain the same. So my raw data will get completely messed up, right? So the better way to do it is copy these two in the next cell like this, right? Transaction ID and product SKU, copy it somewhere else. Now we need to check whether this combination has duplicate or not. So one thing we can do is remove duplicates. Right? It means that there are no duplicates available. So this is sort of a manual method to do it. Right? A more structured way to do it would be something like this. We will first concatenate these two. How will we do this? There is a concat function. How does it work? We will say concat. We will put column number 1, which is A2. We will also add a hyphen here and add the column number 2. So both columns will get concatenated, separated by a hyphen here. Right? So it is a combined keyword which we have created. Right? Concatenate is the function. Concat. Concatenate was an older function, but it has been upgraded to this concat. Right? And there is no limit on the number of columns you can concatenate. If there had been 10 columns, potentially we would have been able to concatenate those as well. Okay. Now there are multiple ways to do the same thing in Excel. Right now I have used concat. Even without using concat, I could have done this. Right? So multiple ways to perform the same operation in Excel. There is no single right answer. Yes, Prem?
Yeah, so can you repeat the part where you discuss the issue removing the duplicates in the main data? Like you said, rows will move up. So then, if it moves
Mhm.
up, what is the issue with that?
Yes, okay. I'll try to create a simulation here, okay? So let us say we have data like this. One second. Okay, this is city, this is order, this is SKU, right? Now, if you see here, Delhi, okay, right? So this is the combination I want to check, correct? Whether there are duplicates here or not. Now, if I try to delete duplicates, right, a combination of these two, I'll try to remove. One duplicate value found, four values remain. Now see what happened. These three rows were actually belonging to these entries, but because I did remove duplicates, everything got shifted up. Now what happened? All this data is now corrupt, right? Because some other values got inserted into another.
Yeah,
That is
got
why
it.
it has been messed up, right?
Can't we do it like it remove the complete row of that particular combination?
That also we can do. Currently, what is the issue? That serial number has been added here and it has created deduplicated values, right?
Hmm.
But what is our primary key? Primary key is this transaction and
Yes.
product SKU. These two should not be repeated. So even
Yes.
if in a particular use case I have the same transaction ID, same product SKU, and my average price is different, that is also a problem. So ideally, I should not check whether the primary key is duplicated or not by using other columns, right?
Yes.
Clear? Okay, we'll proceed.
I have a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So you use the concrete formula.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this formula combines the values of two cells.
Yeah.
So how does it identify the duplicates?
Yes. So we'll come to that, Ansh. That is the next step. Right. Okay. Now we have a concatenated value. Let me delete this. Now I need to find whether this concatenated value is being repeated here or not. Correct? I want to count how many times this concatenated value is present in my entire column. So the way to do it is using a COUNTIF function. What does COUNTIF do? COUNTIF may you can give a range that I want to check the number of times this value is occurring in my entire range. So there are two arguments we need to give in COUNTIF. Okay. So if you want to create it from the scratch, COUNTIF, we will give this range, comma, C2. So right now it will check the number of times this value is occurring in my C2 to C53,000 range. Right? It is saying 1. It means that this value is occurring only once. Right? Now, if I want to drag this formula till the end, because I want to check whether it is happening for all the values or not, I can simply drag it, right? But when I'm dragging the value down, there is one thing I need to be very sure of. Look at this. Count if this is the range I want to count in, and this is the value I want to check. Correct? Now, if I drag this formula down, if I'm here, it is checking C11, which is first. Instead of C2, it starts from C11. Instead of C52 925, it has reached up to 52 934. There are no values in 52 934, right? So my range should not change when I am going down the funnel. Correct? So in order to do this, I will have to freeze my range. I will put a dollar sign here, and I will put a dollar sign here. By doing, if I drag this now, what will happen? My range will remain the same, but the column or the value which I am searching for, that will keep on changing, right? The range remains the same, C14. Range remains the same, C9, right? So very, very important to understand that we need to freeze what range, right? Clear? Harsh?
Yes, all good.
Okay. What about videos? Only 3 remaining. I can see Harsh Kumar, Arun, and Sudeep. What about others? Harsh Kumar, all okay? You feel the pace is too slow, too fast? All okay? You can tell me.
Yeah, everything's right, sir.
Okay. Prem, you were in the metric session as well.
Yes, yes,
वहाँ पे did you turn on the video?
yes.
And okay. ठीक है. All right. So everyone clear with the countif function? So we used a combination of concat and countif to check whether we have duplicates or not. Right? And currently we are discussing very basic functions. When we are well versed with these functions, we will switch to slightly more complicated functions as well. Right? I don't want to start off with very complex and high funda functions. First we'll cover the basics, then we'll go to those functions, right? Okay. But at any point, if you feel the pace is too slow, too fast, please let me know. Right? Okay. So our basics are largely done on this. We first understood our data set. What are the columns? What do they mean? What all constraints do those columns should have? Then we looked at the null values. We checked the duplicates. Right? Okay. Now, once this is done, let me share another data set with you. 1 second. Okay, you can delete these tabs as well. I will just share this data set with all of you. Then we'll move on to another one. Okay. Let me know if you are able to get this file. 1 second. So you can download this now, I think. Okay. And now let me share. So this is the same data set. Okay, some minor changes have been done here, nothing I can do. Okay. Right. Okay. Now coming to another couple of functions. Let me share.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I have a doubt.
Yeah.
So when we were using the remove duplicate function, can we select the entire worksheet and then select the transaction and SQ to remove the duplicate so that the rows of the duplicate will also get removed?
You in this case, Arun, you can't do that. Why? Because we have serial number already added. So serial number is adding a unique value in every row.
Okay.
So if you select everything and try to do remove duplicates, it will not show any duplicates at all.
No, sir. There was an option that which column you want to check. So if I untick serial number and only select transaction and SQ, then
then also the same problem will happen. Only those two columns will be checked for duplicates, and whatever is duplicate will be deleted. So all
from
the other
those particular columns.
Yes.
Okay.
So it won't work.
Okay. Clear, sir. Thank you.
Right. Right. Now I have just added the steps here, whatever we have discussed so far. First, we identify duplicates, then we identify nulls, we do some hygiene checks. Quantity cannot be negative, date format should have the same type of a format, pricing cannot be negative. So, all these hygiene checks I have added. The last step here is outlier treatment. So outlier treatment we'll either cover today or in the next session whenever we get time in between, right? So these are our basic checks which we do in whenever we get a data set, right? Because when you're working in a company, you will be working with multiple data sets. So you would not be the creator of that data set. Some other team, some other analyst, or some data engineer will be responsible. So you need to make sure that the basics and hygiene data is in place before you do any analysis. Right? That was the overall point of whatever we are doing. Right? Now, if you remember, in our data set, we had these issues. Hyderabad had a capital D, right? New Delhi had so many spaces. So so now we need to fix these. And in order to do this, there are multiple functions in Excel which allow us to do these string manipulations. Okay, we'll cover these now. Okay, but tell me, do I need to cover all of these very basic things? Like if you select this entire data set, you can change the alignment, you can change the border, you can change the font, italics, and all that. I don't think we need to. But if you feel you need some more context, you can tell me. No, right? So clear. Anmol?
Just a little bit, which you find out that something is important. So just let us know that.
Okay, fair point. So one of the things which a lot of people don't know is that there is something called wrap text, right? So the basics are all similar across all office functions. These alignments, uh, increase intent, orientation, font type, the font size, and all of that. One thing is, let us say in a particular scenario or in this first row, I have some different type of a coloring or different type of data visualization here. Let us say capital B, right? So now let us say my first row is in this format. Some columns are colored differently, some columns have a different type of a font. If I want to copy this format in later cells, I can simply do format painter, and whatever I want to change, I can add here. Somehow did not. So when I selected this row, I did format painter. So iska format will be copied. Now if I select all these rows, this format will be copied here, right? So you can do this to whatever section you want. So like here, this format will be copied. I don't know why it is not doing this for the entire set. Like this, you can simply copy the format, right? Without understanding what was done here, right? Okay. There is another function called wrap text. So if you see here, right? So this is one column which has product description. Product description is usually a long description of the product title. So currently, half of my string is not visible here. So if I want to make it visible in the current width, what I can do is select wrap text. It will change how the data is stored here, right? Instead of putting this in one cell or in one width, it has split this description, right? Now if I want to change it, I can unwrap. So it will fit it into one row, irrespective whether that row is visible or not, right? This is one handy function you can use.
But even if we double click on the end of the J, we can see the whole.
Yeah, but there your column width will change. Right here in wrap text, we are not changing the column width, we are just changing the row width. That is the difference. Right? Clear?
Yeah, yes, I clear.
Okay. The other thing is, I will hide this, not of much use. So if there are multiple columns having different types of values, open status, open code, right? All need different width. So one thing you can do is, of course, do a double click. So it will automatically adjust to your string. Whatever your contents of the column are, it will adjust to that width automatically. Right. So let us say it is like this. I can do a double click. It will automatically change. Now, if I have multiple columns to do this in one go, what can I do? I can select these three, press Control, and do a double click. So it will happen automatically for all these columns, right? Very basic, some handy things you can try out in Excel. Okay.
Nice.
Right. Now we will come to the next part, which is data cleaning, wherein we have multiple functions which we can use. For example, New Delhi. If it is written in this format, I want to change it to this. The first word should be capitalized and all the other characters would be in lowercase. So the first character of every word should be capital in uppercase and all others should be in lowercase. So the function to do it is proper. Proper and put the input string. Right? So it will change the upper and lower case. So this is the first function, capitalizes the first letter of each word and decapitalizes all the other letters. Right? So very simple function here. Now we will come to left. Left extracts a given number of characters from the left side of the string. Right? So as an example, left.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So I will give the input string and I will give the number of characters I want to extract. So the first three characters from the left I have been able to extract now. Right? This is clear? And these are very important functions, very frequently asked in interviews. Okay. Ansh, you had a question? Or it is clear? I just saw your chat message. Okay. Right? Now, if you see here, text and number of characters. Number of characters has been added in square brackets. What does this mean? Anyone?
That it cannot
It's
be
a
negative.
range.
No. Rishabh?
That it cannot be negative.
No.
It will
Whenever-
extract.
It is the constraint regarding the value we need to get from the command we are providing to the
Okay.
program.
No. So in Excel formulae, whenever we get an argument in square brackets, it means that it is optional. So in this case, I don't have a mandate to put a value here. I can simply do left and text. In this case, what will happen? It will select the first character only. So Excel has a big advantage where whenever we are trying out a function, it will give us the list of arguments expected by the function, right? So you can understand whether this argument is mandatory or optional, right? And a lot of people ask this question, okay, in the left formula, if I give the string only and if I don't give anything else, will I face an error? The answer is no. You will get the first character, right? Okay. And the thing about left is that it will carry forward with the upper or lower case. So if the value is in uppercase, it will maintain it. If it is in lower case, it will maintain the case, right?
Proper.
So now if I do comma 10, is my screen frozen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Let me know if you're able to see now.
No, it's still loading.
Okay, so I'll have to rejoin the session. I am giving the admin access to Ansh. Ansh, please accept when I am about to join. I'm sharing again. Let me know if you're able to see now. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why it happens. There's some issue with Zoom. Okay. Now we'll proceed. Now the length of the string is what here? If you want to check the length of the string, you can use another function. It is called len. So it has one argument. It will give us 7, right? So this is how we understand what is the length of the string. Now, the length of my string is 7 here, but if I give a value greater than 7, it will not throw an error. It will simply give the entire string, right? That is one more thing you need to be mindful about. Okay, no error there. Correct? Everyone understood the left function? Very simple. Similarly, right function, it will capture n number of characters from the right of the string, but it will not change the order, right? So if I do something like this, write a4 comma 4, so it will extract the 4 characters from the right, which is these CKUT, correct? But it will not change the order. The order will remain the same. Clear? Any questions so far? Anyone? Deepika? Deepika Singh, Deepika Pentakota, Sushmita. People who haven't asked anything yet. Manisha. Yes. Videos. Aryan. Okay. We'll proceed.
1 second, sir.
Yes.
No doubts as such, but earlier we discussed that like how to check each row, like missing values, duplicate values. I just wanted to know, like when we apply that, I wanted to see how it is different from the raw data, like how much change it is going to. Will we get that in the next no coming or
Change in the raw data as in Deepika?
like missing values for everything, like gender check everything, on the raw data we do some check, like we discussed, right? And during the start, like after applying it on the raw data, how it is going to alter the raw data. Yeah, if when no that process of when we applying to the rows, like for 50,000 rows such huge data, how it is going to change. No, how it is helping in the analysis? How will we know?
Okay. How is it helping in the analysis if we are removing null values?
Not exactly. Not how it is helping. I wanted to see, like, in practice, like the data before we got transaction, we just discussed it, like, in terms, like, no, we didn't apply it, right? After applying it, can we do it in the same class?
Yeah. So how do you analyze that data, right?
Yeah.
How you get?
Yeah, like in the sense we with the learning materials we got Indigo case file. So after applying some changes, what I can do? No, I didn't find much. Like deletion of the rows or missing values. I didn't find some significant change from the raw data. So when we are discussing everything, if we are applying it on the data and see this is what it is different from the raw data, this is what we made it. If we can see it in practical, I think it will be.
Yes. So we will cover that when we start with the analysis, right? We'll cover these aspects as well.
Okay, fine.
Right? It might be in the when we do pivot tables, because till that time you would have a know-how of all the functions, right? So then, from the starting of the data set to doing hygiene and then evaluating, we'll cover.
That will happen in not today's sessions only, sir.
Today we'll see if we get time. We will do that. Otherwise, in the next session we will do it. Because till that time you would be aware of more ways to perform analysis, right? So we'll try to do one use case from the start till the end.
Yeah, and when we are discussing each point, like how here left right, we are checking it, not just blindly telling the definition. We are checking and we are getting the result. Like that also in the previous case, not in 50,000, at least in 100 or something. If we can apply the data, see the change for each and every important thing, it will be good. We can understand it better.
I'm just thinking how will we apply there. Because at that point, whenever we were checking, most of our efforts went in understanding what the columns are, right?
Yeah.
So let me see if we can, the first use case you were mentioning, how the values change when we do those deletions or when we do those modifications. Let me think how we can create a flow so that you can see how the changes are impacting our overall metrics. Right? Let me figure out. If not today, in the next session, we'll try to cover.
Yeah, I sure, sir.
But very good point, Deepika.
Thank you, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, just one. Yeah, sir. This is not the function you have used. We can use the transport in the learning material. That is one slide where we can use the transpose function. But the Excel which I am using, I don't see the transpose function there.
Transpose function.
Yeah, we are changing row into the column and column into the row. So how? I don't know which version I'm using, but I don't see that under the file option it comes. I need to know where we can use that.
What Excel version do you have?
That I need to check.
Okay, but do check that. I'll see if there is some other way to do that transpose, not directly. Otherwise, there is a paste special function as well where you can do the transpose. So if you see here, let us say this is my initial data. I do a control C. When I do a right click here, there is a paste special option, right? Where I can do this transpose.
Okay, let me check quickly in the same way.
Right? And if you don't find it, we can discuss after we cover all our topics.
Sure.
Okay, so left is done, right is also done. We will now come to find. Okay, so if you see here, the definition of this function, it is used to find a specific string in a cell, right? So the arguments are the text we want to find within our raw data and the starting character or starting position we want to check from. So if we come here, so find, we are trying to get, let us say, used. We are trying to find this string within our input string. Okay, and starting number is an optional argument. So for now, I am using these two. It will give me answer 5. What is this number? It is giving me the position of the starting of this string. U is the starting of the string. So it is giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Capital U is in the 5th position of our input string. So this is the output. Okay. So find, if it is able to get whatever string we are trying to search, if it actually finds it, it gives the position, right? So if I'm trying this SED, so S is in the 6th position of this input string, right? And find is case sensitive. So now instead of small s, I use capital S, it will not match. So if it does not get what it is looking for, it will throw an error. What is the error? A value used in the formula is of the wrong data type. I don't know, this is a weird error message, but whenever find is not able to get what it is searching, it will throw an error. If it does find, it will give its position. Yes, Shivani?
Hi, sir. I have questions regarding this clicked thing. Like, if we have a huge amount of data, okay, like what is the use of this left or right? I'm not getting it very clear now.
Okay, so we'll do some examples after we cover these functions. No, we'll do some examples. How do we use these multiple functions to manipulate our data?
Okay.
First, I'm just showing what the functions are. It is important for you to understand what that function does. Then we will cover the use cases.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
But
Hello, sir.
yes, Deepika.
So I'm not getting this find function.
Okay. What is it you didn't get? So find function is used to evaluate whether some particular small string is available in my input string or not. Okay?
Okay.
If it finds that string, the output will be its position. If it does not find that string, the output will be an error.
Okay.
Right? So in this case, I want to see if my input string has SED anywhere. Right? It actually finds it, so it will give its position. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Now, the next thing is replace.
Sorry, Yasir, one more question before we move to replace. Find we have did in the same row. If you want to find any of the word in the column A, then how we are going to write the formula?
Means
we have find, use the find in the row number 5. And we have find that this position, like I am searching for the New Delhi in the entire column, starting from 1 to 10. So how do we write that function?
Okay, so those functions are lookup functions. Right? So if you want to match a string with an entire range, then we use lookup functions. We'll cover those functions in the next session, Nida. So right now, what we are trying to do is we already know where we are looking for and what value we are looking for, right? Lookup functions will help us identify that out of all of these, where is a string called watermelon, let's say, or clicked. Where is it occurring here, right? But right now we already know that we want to evaluate this string, right? But your question is in the right direction. We'll cover that when we do lookup functions.
But with the find, we can't do that.
No, in find we can only check it in a specific column in one go, right? Okay. Now coming to replace. Replace, what does it do? 1 second. Okay, so replace function, if you see the definition, it replaces part of a text string with another different string, right? So how do we execute it? See, replace has multiple arguments. The first argument is what is the old text, which is this. What is the starting number you want to replace? So I'm saying I want to replace starting from the first character. I want to replace 3 characters. I want to start from position number 1. I want to replace 3 characters, and those 3 characters I want to replace with ABC. So in this use case, it will replace CLI with ABC, right? CLI has been replaced with ABC, and all the other strings will, all the other characters will remain as it is, right? Slightly complicated function, replace. It has multiple arguments. What is the old text? What character you want to start replacing, right? The number of characters you want to replace. So what I have said here is replace CLI with ABC. Correct? Is this clear?
And what if we don't know the position of that particular? Like if I want to change small ed to de in any particular string, then we
Very
have to
good
use
question.
multiple functions. Like first we find and then replace.
Yes, we'll come to that. Very good question. We'll come to that in 2 minutes. Okay, now let us say if I want to start from position number 3. So ICK, right? I is position number 3 and I am replacing 3 characters with ABC. What will happen now? CL ABC ED, because these 3 characters I started from position 3 and I replaced them. Correct? But what is the limitation which Prem correctly said? That I need to remember or I need to figure out from what place I want to start removing. Correct? Everyone clear up till this point? Manisha? Any doubts, any questions? You are very silent. Sushmita?
Yes, sir.
Manisha following?
Any
doubts?
If we can replace based on the substring and not just the index.
Yes, we'll come to that, Ron. That is the immediate next step.
Actually, I'm unable to understand Prem's question.
We come to that. That is the next point I'm coming to. Prem and Rohan have the same question, even essentially. So what Prem is saying that why do I need to give that I want to start from position number 3? For the end user, it is a cumbersome process, right? Let us say if I know that I want to replace ICK with ABC, can there be a more automated way to do it? Right now, I have to give 4 arguments. Okay, this is the old text. Start from position number 3. Replace 3 characters. The new string, the new characters should be ABC. What if I can automate it in some way? Right? So, replace and find are used together. Is my screen frozen again?
Yes.
Sorry. Punch, are you there?
Yes, sir.
I recently updated Zoom. I don't know why it has started to create this problem, but I hope now my screen is visible. Okay, so I have to give all of these arguments. So find and replace are these two functions which are used together. How does it work? I can use find within replace. What am I doing? Find text ICK within A6. Right? So what I've said is old text is A6. Whenever we are getting ICK, replace these 3 characters with ABC. The same output. Right? So now what I've said is I have a string A6, this value. Whenever I find these 3 characters ICK, replace them with ABC. So find and replace are used together. Prem, does it answer your question?
Yes, and also in place of 3 we can use length of ABC if we want to even automate that.
In place of 3, yeah, that you can. So here actually you can customize whether you want to replace 3 characters or you want to replace more characters. So let us say instead of 3, I said 5. So start from this position. Start from position number 3 and replace 5 characters by ABC. So now my length of the string will reduce. So what will it do? It will go to A6. It will find the position of ICK. What is the position? Position number 3. It will replace 5 characters. It will replace ICKED with these 3 characters. So if you see in this case, my original length of the string was 6, but my new length has become 5. Sorry, it was the original length was 7. Now it has become 5. Why? Because I replaced
Everything with
these 3 characters. I replaced these 5 characters with only 3 characters. What does this do? 5. It says the number of characters starting from this position I need to replace. Guys, is this clear or any questions? Any doubts?
Yes, I have one doubt. Like, can we also?
Yes, Ansh, go ahead.
So in case we want to replace the entire text, for example, instead of clicked, I want unclicked in the data set. So I'll go with the replace, then A6, then apply the find function, then again click on A6.
For that, Ansh, there is another function which we will discuss immediately now. Okay, but the combination of find and replace, is there any doubt, any question at all? Please let me know.
I have one question. Like, can we use the shortcut key instead of this function, like a control F, where we?
You can do that, but that will be a manual activity, not through. Let us say if you have to do it for 1,000 cents, you can't do it control F, na?
Yeah, correct.
You can always do that.
Sahil, can we apply the formula to all the cells by scrolling down it to the bottom?
Yes, we can.
The same formula.
The same formula.
And if any cell do not have the number of characters, I mean, it's asking then
it will throw an error, or depending on the length, or whenever it finds that value or not, it will change. So, for example, in this, right, ICK is the string I want to find. Let us say there was something else here. It is not available, so it will throw an error.
Okay.
Right? Any questions on this so far, guys? I see some people are not comfortable with whatever we have done so far. Any questions, Deepika, Sushmita?
One question, Yasir.
Yes.
In the same session, you have told that we will be using the dollar sign to fix the value. But, so how we are doing this? We are doing this with the help of F4, or where we are putting exactly? Can you clearly explain the function where we need to use the dollar sign when we are constrating the value?
This one?
Yeah, this one, or wherever we will be using that.
So dollar, either you can use function F4, or you can directly put using shift and the 4 key, either of the two.
Okay, can you explain this function again, please? How it was before and why we have used dollar here?
Okay, I'll cover it quickly. Otherwise, we'll fall a little behind. Okay. So now, earlier we had done this, correct?
Correct.
We want to search the number of times this value exists in this data range. Now, if I drag this formula to the end, what will happen?
It will search for the critical metric only.
See here, right? C8 is fine because I want to count the number of times C8, the value here exists in this range, but my range has shifted, right? It used to start from C2, now it has shifted to C8. What if this value exists in C4 or C5? Currently, I am not including it in my range. So even though it might exist twice in my range, it will not be counted right now. Correct? You understood?
Yes.
So in order to avoid the range from shifting, when I drag this formula across, I will freeze these rows. So C2 is the starting point. What I will say is $2. That whenever I drag this down, 2 should not change. The same thing I will do with this dollar. So now when I am dragging this formula to the end, my range will remain as it is. Right?
Right. Okay.
And if you see here, I've dragged this formula to the end. The only value I am getting is 1. It means there are no duplicates. Okay? Clear? Alright. Any other questions? Someone else had a doubt? No? Manisha? Anudev? Pallavi?
Yes, sir.
Harsh Kumar? Anmol?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. Find and replace, everyone is clear. What does find do in isolation? It gives us the position of the string we are trying to search. It is case sensitive. And the replace will help us in replacing a value from a starting point, and we can give the number of characters we want to replace. Right? So find and replace used together. Please try this out. The next function is search. Search is very similar to find. The only difference is that it is not case sensitive. So if I have a string like watermelon, I am using search. I will say search for water in my string A7. Start from position number 1. It is again an optional field. I can remove this. So even though my string is in small case, W is capital here, it will still match and it will give its position number 1, right? Similar to find, but only that it is not case sensitive. Right now I have not given the last argument, starting number, correct? Starting number is optional. So if I say comma 4, what will it do? It will start searching water from position number 4. What is position number 4? E. ER melon it will search. So what will happen now? What will be the output? Anyone? Error. Why? Because for the function, the string starts from here. Because I have given position number 4. Correct? Clear? Deepika?
So basically, these functions are only to find the value from a particular cell, not for the entire data, right?
Yes, for a particular cell only. Okay. For finding in the entire data set, we have lookup functions.
Okay, got it.
Right? Doubts, questions, concerns? Anyone?
Hello, sir. So
Yes,
find and search are same, right? Find is case sensitive and search is it is not case sensitive. So this is the basic difference.
That is the only difference, yes. The structure of the arguments is also same. Okay? And people do ask what is the difference between find and search. So now you know the answer. Okay? So now if I start the string from position number 1, it will give you 1 as the output because W is in the first character. Okay? Now, someone had asked.
Sahil,
Yes.
I have a question. I mean, in real work scenario, why do we use these functions?
We'll do some examples. Then we'll see.
Okay.
Okay? Right. Now coming to the next one, which is substitute. So someone had asked, is there, let us say from clicked, if I want to do unclicked or not clicked, whatever, is there a simpler way to do it? The answer is substitute function. What does substitute do? Simple. Text, what is the old value? Replace it with this value. Right now we are, and the last argument is optional. So very simple. Take this value, replace app with sta. So what will happen? All the instances of app will be replaced by sta. Right? So a simpler way to perform any string manipulation. So Manisha, all of these are string manipulation functions. So if you have the strings in a different format, a non-desired format, you can change those values to a more structured and desired format. So we'll see how it will help us in changing our raw data. Okay, but this is clear, a much simpler way to change our original data. Whenever we are getting app, it will replace it with sta. I don't need to be bothered by what is the position, what is the number of characters I want to change and all that. Clear? So 3 instances of app, all instances were changed to sta here. If you see, sta, sta, sta. Correct? I can also change it to only 2 characters. So whenever we have app, it substituted it with df, df, df. Right? Clear? Now coming to the next part here. What is instance number? Instance number will give us replace what instance of this occurrence. So if I say 1, wait, Punch is here.
Yes, sir.
I hope it is visible. Yes. So now if I say 1, what will happen here? Only the first instance of this string will be replaced by this updated string. So only the first instance got changed to STA, the other two are as it is. Right? Clear? If in this case I do comma 4, what will happen? Nothing will get changed. Why? Because APP does not have a fourth instance in this input string, right? So it will not change. If I don't give any argument, it will replace all instances. Clear?
Could you repeat the last example, the fourth?
Yes. So the last argument here is instance number. That which instance do you want to replace? So if I replace the first instance, the first occurrence of APP will be changed to STA. The other two will remain as it is. If I do 2, only the second instance will get replaced, and so on. But if I do 5, APP does not occur 5 times in this. So there is no fifth instance. So it will not change anything. Here? Okay. Only 2 more functions, then we'll discuss real life examples. Okay? So that this discomfort of why we are discussing these functions in the first place will go away. Okay?
I have
Coming
one
to,
question.
yeah.
Like find and replace combination of these. I tried length of using length in place of giving the number. Like first we give the start number, there I used find, and then for the later part I use length of that. But it didn't work. It throw an value error. But when I used a number 5, then it gave the right answer. Why
You
it
might have used
happened?
the length function incorrectly. We'll try to do it then when we discuss the other two. Na?
Yeah.
Replace before search.
Yeah, in place of 5, when I put length of black, then it didn't work.
Did you use len?
Yeah, alien.
Okay, we'll see. So here, okay, let me complete, then we'll do it. Okay. Okay. Now coming to Chennai, we want to extract some specific characters. So mid is one of the most commonly and most widely used Excel functions for string manipulation. It extracts a specified number of characters from a text string. Okay, so if you see here, mid text, starting number, and the number of characters which I want to extract. Right, so it says start from position number 2 and extract 3 characters. So it extracted HEN from here. Okay. Clear? Mid. Yeah, from A9, start from position number 2, extract 3 characters. Okay. Now if you see in our raw data, we had something like this, new 4-5 spaces followed by Delhi. So I want to remove all the extra spaces, so I can use trim function. Trim function only has one argument. It removes all the extra spaces from the starting and ending and the in between of the input string, right? So these were the more important functions. Now we'll see what Prem was referring to. Let us say instead of 5, I use length of A6. It worked, no? Let me share this.
Yes, I guess it didn't work because I write black without upper comma in it.
Okay, maybe.
I just write black in the parentheses.
Okay. Now we'll come to some use cases, right? And you will also have a lot of these practice questions in your mentor session. So first order of business is we have three values: New Delhi, Navi Mumbai, and Greater Noida. We want to extract the first character of these three strings using the same formula. Okay, using the same formula, we want to extract the first name of these city names. So what can we use? What all functions can we use? Manisha, answer to your question. Why are we discussing these functions? So based on whatever we have learned, how can we separate the first character from this list of city names? Left. Okay, let me delete this. So left is something we can use. Everyone agrees. So what we can do is left this value, comma 3. New Delhi will give us the answer. New. But if I drag this down, I will only get the first three characters, which will not work for Navi Mumbai and Greater Noida. Now, what is the solution?
Need to put the dollar sign.
Sorry?
You need to put the dollar sign.
Dollar sign? No, dollar sign will not work. Dollar sign से तो क्या होगा? Dollar sign will, let us say if I put dollar sign here.
It will freeze the.
But every time it will give new as the answer. Why? Because every time it is referring to New Delhi, right? But I don't want that. I want the row number to also change, and I want it to give me the output for Navi and Mumbai, right? Navi, Mumbai, and Greater Noida. So, what do I need to do now?
I guess we can use left and find function simultaneously to find the space between the two letters.
So, very good answer. What we need to do here is instead of 3, I need to. So, right now I've given a static input. I need to give an input which will hold true for all these cells. So, what is the logic which I want to create? Whenever I find a space, I want to cut the string there, right? So instead of saying left or string comma number of characters, I will change this. I will get the position of space, right? So what will that do? In this case, I want 3. In this case, I want the output as 4. And in this case, I want the output as 7. Correct? So in order to make this dynamic, I need to add another function. That function will be find or search. So what does find and search give as the output? It will give the position, if everyone remembers. If it finds whatever we are searching for, it will give the position. So what will I do here? Instead of 3, I will say find what text, find space within, what is it, C10, within C10, right? So what I'm saying is do a left, but only till that point when you get a space. Okay, so new. Now the same formula I am dragging to the end, I am able to use the same formula. Clear? Everyone? But is this correct? Is this the complete right answer? or there can be some issue here. If you see new, what should be the length of new? 3, but I'm getting 4. Navika length should be 4, I'm getting 5. Greater length is 7, I'm getting 8. What is happening?
Is included.
The space is also included. Why? Because I ran the function till it finds or till it gets to space. So space has also been added here. We are not able to see it, but it is running till the space ends. Right? So the output we have received right now is new space, Navi space, greater space. So what will we do? Simply we will do a -1. So our length will become correct. Clear?
Can we use trim as well?
Trim. Acha, on top of this, yes, you can. But logically, it makes sense to adjust our original form. Then, because if you use trim, you will be using a third function.
Right.
So to keep it less complicated, we use.
But how we if we have to extract the last part Delhi, Mumbai, Noida, then find with space wouldn't work.
If we want to extract
Last part like Delhi, Mumbai, Noida, then how we will
Good
extract?
question. Good question. Try out.
So we can use right.
Right.
We can do the same function for the space.
Yes, you can use right. You can use find, and there is one other adjustment you'll have to do. We'll discuss if you get time after the next example. But good question.
Can we also use a flash fill magic for this?
If we use find for the greater Noida, then it will place at the 8th position. From the right, it will then go to 8. Then it will include ER, I guess, as well.
Yes.
ER Noida.
Yes, you are right, Prem. What will you do then? Think about it. Logical changes you'll have to do. But if we get time, we'll discuss. Okay? But you are thinking on the right path. Clear? Till this point, we'll try to do the rightmost values as well if we get time. Okay. The next question is, let me delete all of this. This is one string. Okay, sahil.agra.11@gmail.com. It is not my email ID, by the way. Here, if I want to calculate the number of decimal places in this string, how can I do it? Anyone? Using whatever I have learned so far in terms of functions.
Function.
Find. What will find give me? The position.
Count function.
Count function. Count. How will count work? Count function gives us the number of cells. It does not give us within the string what happens. And Archana, search will also give the position. If you remember, both search and find will give us the position of the matched string. It will not give us the number of times it occurs in the input string. Trim doesn't work that way. There is only one argument we can give in trim. Right?
No, I think there is only one left, proper.
Vaishali has given the right answer, by the way.
Count and find. Okay.
No, not count and find. Substitute.
Okay.
Anyone got? Vaishali, can you elaborate? You can unmute also. Okay. Let me me tell you the logic. What we will do, I have the string, overall string. I will create another string which will not have decimal places. Okay? So, what is the length of the string? It is 24. Okay? What do I need to find? The number of times decimal places exist. Right? Now, if I substitute my string
Nice.
and substitute decimal places with what? Nothing. I will get a new string without decimal places.
Then I can
I
use the
will
length of string.
calculate the length of this new string. Then I will do a minus. This is the answer. Yes? Right now I have used three different formulae or four different views to get this answer. What I can do is create one condensed formula. Length minus length of this substituted string. Substitute text is A14, whole text, right? So I basically condensed all of this into one. Find the length of the substituted string. Clear? Now, if I want to find the number of times Agra exists in this email ID, what can I do? Instead of decimal, I can do AGRA. I am getting 4. So, what do I need to do? I need to divide it by the length of AGRA, which is what? 4. So, it will give me the number of times this string is existing in my original string. Right? Clear? Arun, Nishant, Shivani?
Here, basically, what substitute does is, like, it identify the text by matching a string, right?
Substitute.
Yeah.
Substitute simply replaces whatever you have given here with whatever you have given in the new text.
Okay.
So if you want to remove 11 from here, you can say 11 and replace it with nothing.
All right. Okay.
Clear, everyone?
What is an alternative of substitute which does not have case sensitive problem because it is case sensitive?
So substitute is case sensitive. In order to do that, you can simply use lower when you are using substitute.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So guys, we are almost out of time. Ansh, you had a question?
Yes, sir. Just a small query. What is the basically difference between substitute and replace function?
Substitute is much simpler.
Yes, I got the substitute one, but I just wanted to know the minor difference between them.
So in replace, actually, you need to have the position of the string which you are trying to replace. Okay. If you see here, replace you need to have the position and you need to give the number of characters you want to replace. Both you need to know. Okay. So I think we'll pause now. We will break for the next session and we'll meet back again at 2 p.m. and we'll start off with wherever we have left off right now. I'll launch the poll, and when we meet at 2, we will start with any doubts or questions you might have, and then we'll cover the other topics. All right.